Robin is asleep on the sofa. David, dressed exactly as we last saw him, but now rather paler, is sitting in his chair down right, looking a little bored. After a beat.
Gay MP's Barbican love nest.
The front door opens as if on its own. Marty, dressed like David but not looking so pale, wanders in. The door closes as if of its own accord behind him. Marty comes over behind the sofa and looks down on Robin, then looks around the room. He coughs to attract David's attention.
Well, look what the cat brought in.
Thanks a bunch.
Got bored with your flat?
The new people are decorating it in execrable taste. I wanted to grab that woman's rag roller and wring it out over her head. I think it's totally unfair. We can't touch things and shake them about.
Memories can only hurt the mind.
I think that's totally unfair.
I don't see how you could have seen her anyway. She didn't know you. How could she remember you?
She saw me in that show that you loved so much. It's awful being remembered by her. She gets me totally wrong. For a start, she thinks I'm much taller than I am, which makes me feel really uncomfortable.
The price of fame.
Oh, fart. Anyway, then she started imagining me having sex all over the place. God, die of a sexually transmitted disease, and that's all people think about you. And then some people's idea about what gay men do is very odd. I wish I could tell her husband a thing or two. She was getting quite carried away. It's annoying we don't get to feel whatever they're feeling.
We could hardly feel anything physical.
Strange, isn't it? I keep thinking I should miss sex, but I can't remember what it was like. And sometimes I get called someone I can hardly remember, and they're remembering having sex with me, but with such fear. It's really boring sitting here with him asleep.
That's the only time we can contact them.
How do you mean?
Didn't you know? You can make them really uncomfortable when they're asleep. Shake their subconsciousnesses around without the reflexes cutting the thought out. Watch this. Gay MP in Barbican love nest.
Oh, that's horrible. Poor Rob. He was really upset when all that happened.
Was it before you?
Yeah. Do it again.
You try.
No, I couldn't.
Go on. Keep him on his toes.
Well, just this once. Oh, shit, I've forgotten what the headline was.
If you concentrate, you can pick it out of his memory.
Oh, that's far too technical for me. Oh, I know. Gay MP's double life.
Barbican's Jekyll and Hyde. Your turn. Something different.
Screaming Queen in Barbican Flat. No reaction.
Oh, it's not a real headline, nor exactly surprising either. You have to use real headlines from when it happened.
I didn't read that many.
Liar. I watched you. You bought all the papers.
I don't like this business. Why do you hang around here so much?
I think it's Tim. He seems to think about me an awful lot recently.
Do you think he fancied you?
No. It's only since you became ill. He was talking about me to someone this morning, but whoever it was, I could only get half of it. It wasn't someone who'd known me. Robin was thinking about me just before he fell asleep, so I stayed. I like making him feel uncomfortable. He's such a hypocrite.
Oh, he's all right. Is it because he was asleep that I could just wander in here, even though he wasn't remembering me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I should never get the hang of this. Why was he thinking about you? You've been dead for over 6 years. I only died 3 months ago. Why wasn't he thinking of me?
Luck of the draw?
I think that's most unfair. Oh, someone's calling me in the hall.
Hello?
Ah.
What's the time? I was asleep.
It's 4:30.
I was having the strangest dream about David Pembridge, of all people. And Marty. I think they were both Maybe they were working on a newspaper? There was something with a rabbit, I think.
A rabbit?
Oh, I can't remember it clearly.
I nearly knocked on Marty's door. Force of habit.
Wasn't expecting you till later.
I got an earlier train. Well, it was in fact an even earlier train, but it was so late that it came sooner than the one I had been going to. Did you get something for supper?
Thought we'd go out.
Which means no.
Take your coat off if you're stopping. Oh, missed you.
Yes?
How was it? How was Donald in the play?
Oh, well, it was all right. Donald was actually quite good. Better than Marty made out, anyway.
Donald, the time Donald played Macduff was the only time I ever wanted Macbeth to win.
Did the new people move into next door?
Yeah. I met her waiting for the lift yesterday. Seems pleasant enough. He's with Henderson, Hill and Morley.
Did you tell her what you do for a living?
It didn't come up.
Well, let's hope they don't read that sort of Sunday newspaper.
MP's gay love nest.
Love nest in Barbican Penthouse.
Penthouse.
Don't have to worry about it any longer, sweetheart. I'm sure they've dropped it. Our sex life really isn't very interesting.
You said it.
Take your coat off. How about going into the bedroom for...
Oh, God, I hope they're not going to go through all that again. Robbo was right about their sex life not being very interesting.
It seems to keep them amused.
Oh, hell, what's the time?
5:20.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was forgetting Bee's coming by.
Oh, God. I just got home. And I promised to take Donald's keys over to somebody.
Please don't start nagging, Tim. Bee's come up for a matinee. I told her to drop by and have some tea.
So that's why Robbo was thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
Have we got any tea?
Oh, I suppose so.
Tea doesn't buy itself.
Well, she can have a Christmas drink then.
Oh, great. Another evening with Bee up to her arse in gin. If there's any of that left.
Oh, you vulgar boy. I've had a very busy week.
How long is Bee likely to stay?
We should try and be a bit nicer about it. Poor woman has just lost her husband.
I wonder what she wants.
You mean metaphysically?
This afternoon.
She's just dropping by.
She's after the chairmanship again.
Oh, don't be...
You watch. It'll be all like that stuff after David died.
You're so suspicious.
Graham Densby's going to be retiring soon. It'll be just like before when old, what's his name?
Lambton?
Retired. Bee's mourning.
Oh, I don't think so.
She did it when David died. Now she's doing it when Reg dies. Every time Bee loses a member of her family, she makes a bid for local party chairman. Perhaps it's Freudian.
You get so cynical when you've been with Donald. Ma's invited you down.
What?
Ma wants you to come down and meet her. I told her...
Oh, so she finally found she could believe about me when she read it in a Sunday newspaper.
Ma doesn't read the papers.
Oh, I'm surprised she hasn't sent who is it? Adele Patterson up here just in case they start snooping around again.
There's no question.
And will we share a bedroom?
Of course.
But will I replace Adele Patterson on your arm at the hunt ball?
They don't have hunt balls anymore.
Forget it.
I don't know why you're reacting like this. Ma's trying.
I feel like a lapdog who's being tolerated. Yeah. Give me the scraps from the table.
Oh, I can see you've had a week with Donald. It's starting to get warm?
Hardly unexpected in May.
I wonder if we'll have a good summer.
Who knows?
Isn't this fascinating? You sure we're the dead ones?
I'll see if there's any tea.
It's all right.
Oh, I've got it. Oh, there's 4 tea bags. Oh, should be enough.
I brought some milk.
Oh, well, goody two shoes for you.
Do you fancy going to the theatre downstairs?
What's on?
The Plantagenets, Henry VI, etc.
Sounds enthralling. Are there any tickets left?
I don't know.
Oh, you get the tickets. I'll go and see it.
What on earth has got into you?
Nothing. Yet.
Wait till B's gone. So, will you come
Come.
to Mars? Oh, you will come, won't you?
Why has she suddenly asked me now? After the business in the Sunday papers.
I asked her.
What time is B getting here?
Say you'll come.
Oh, any minute now they'll do the nibble the neck again. If they start to do it here and your mother arrives, I shall get so frustrated at not being able to open the door.
This is so cozy.
Yes.
Do we have any tonic?
I think so.
I'll go and check. Oh, there's half a bottle. Looks a bit flat.
The tonic is flagging, his spirits are flagging, and this spirit is flagging.
Oh, please.
Donald's working on some anti-clause 28 benefit.
Please don't let's start on that again.
Ooh, a row.
I've heard it before.
So have I. Well, only when I was alive. I've never heard the no-holds-barred version.
He was interviewed in the local paper about it.
I wish you'd pay less attention to Donald. He's only a bloody actor when all's said and done.
I question that.
Well, you're quite an actor yourself when you think about it. Standing up in the House of Commons and voting for something which denies the acceptability of homosexuality as a pretended family relationship.
I didn't stand up. I was paired.
But you voted for it. You voted for something that said that our relationship isn't.
You shouldn't take these things personally.
How should I take it? The man I've lived with just stood up and said that our 10 years together are meaningless.
I didn't say anything of the sort. We've had all this out 1,000 times.
You could have spoken out against it.
Oh, yes. And what the hell do you think the press would have made of that?
Look at what they did make of it. The fact that, what was it you said? Our sex life isn't very interesting.
But you are living a lie.
He should resign.
Could have voted against.
It was a 3-line whip. Look, it's well over 2 years ago. I really don't want to discuss it anymore.
But couldn't you have spoken?
Tim, can't you get it through your thick skull that it would have been worth more than... Can you imagine how Ma would have reacted? Or B, my majority would have been shattered if I'd even been reselected.
Perhaps they would have respected you for your honesty.
Yeah, perhaps pigs will fly.
Donald says they despise you.
Well, I despise Donald, so that makes us equal.
He says that you'll never get any kind of preferment. The Prime Minister despises you for being homosexual and despises you for being a coward.
There is talk that I might become...
Don't tell me there's talk of. There's talk of you being made Chancellor of the Exchequer. There's talk of you being made Foreign Secretary. There's talk of you being made Assistant Parliamentary Undersecretary in charge of the dinner money. You've told me there's talk ever since you've been there. And what has it led to?
Thank you for your support.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let all that out. I just don't.
You've had too much Donald.
Yes.
Poor Robbo. Do you think he will ever get on? I wish we could see into the future.
Don't you think having to live in the past is hell enough?
You're a cheery soul, aren't you?
Interesting concept.
I've never thought about it before. It must be awful living with somebody who's in politics. They want to talk about it all the time.
But could you imagine what it would be like living with someone who worked in the theatre? Robin doesn't want to talk about this.
I suppose anybody who lives with a politician is going to argue with them sooner or later.
Yes, well, this isn't exactly some minor quibble, is it? I mean, he did vote for something that
Oh,
ultimately...
don't you start. They've already been through all of that.
I don't know why Tim doesn't leave him.
Don't say that.
Mother!
Your mother!
It doesn't really affect us, you know.
That'll be B.
Tim, don't mention it whilst...
Tim goes to the door. Beatrice is standing carrying some shopping, looking much older than she did in Act 1.
Hello, Beatrice.
Hello, Tim. I wasn't sure if you'd be here.
Sorry to disappoint you.
What?
Hello, B.
How's my favourite MP?
How was the show?
I thought he was even better than everyone said. And of course, it's a marvellous play.
What have you seen?
Shadowlands.
Come and have some
I
tea.
wondered if you would have got here.
If you're making some.
Unless you'd rather have something stronger, B. I'd rather feel like a drink.
Well, I wouldn't mind a small G&T. Just a small one. The last time I came round here, I only just found my way to Victoria. You boys, you're terrible.
God, I need the effects of a stiff vodka.
I'll make the drinks. Tim's only just got in.
Been doing the shopping?
I've been away for a few days.
Did you ever meet Donald, Marty's friend?
No, I didn't realise Marty had a friend.
Marty had lots of
No, I mean,
lover.
yes,
He had lots of those as well.
yes.
I'd like to do her some kind of long, lingering, permanent...
My dad?
Oh, sorry.
Ice and lemon, B?
Oh, yes, please.
Tim?
Are you getting it? Well, I'll have the usual, if you know what that is.
You don't know how lucky you are to have someone.
I've only just got in. I've been away for a week or so. I went up to Derby to see Donald in a show.
He's an actor.
Yes.
I didn't say a word.
How are you anyway, Tim? I don't seem to have seen so much of you recently.
Oh, ticking along.
Is that the Lloyd's building all lit up like that? Isn't it hideous?
It's the one thing we can always agree on, B.
I don't know how on earth they get away with it.
It's won up-teen prizes.
I keep thinking of what Prince Charles says. They've done more to destroy the face of London than the SS.
The Luftwaffe.
Couldn't agree with him more.
Here we are, G's and T's all around. Are there any peanuts or anything?
Not unless you've brought some.
Have you been with Ma all this time?
Of course,
I don't know how you can stand it.
she loved me. She thinks of me all the time.
Like a sort of dull headache.
Must be rather nice.
Rather uncomfortable, I would think. Is it true what they say about women's lavatories?
I hadn't realised how much I failed to understand you whilst you were alive, David.
People remember me as slightly unpleasant and rather cynical. Therefore, I am.
I never thought about you like that.
Well, you can't remember me. You're a memory yourself.
What do they say about women's lavatories?
Yeah, a rather peculiar thing happened when B was at the theatre. Something one of the actors did obviously reminded her of me, and I suddenly found myself up on the stage in front of all those people.
And what character was he playing?
Cheers.
Cheers.
I hadn't really realised how much your mother drinks.
Been keeping busy, Robbie.
Yes,
You weren't at the constituency meeting on Wednesday.
No, something came up. Didn't they get my apologies? I rang Sanford.
Yes, he said. Why didn't you ring me?
I did ring you. I didn't get any reply.
Oh, when was that?
Tuesday night.
That's funny. I was in all evening.
She never was when I was there.
I was watching television. I've just rather lost my taste for going out, just at the moment.
You see?
Perhaps there was something wrong with the line.
I can't see that there can be. I had a long chat with Clifford.
Yes, of course, that's right. I tried a couple of times and you were engaged. That's when I rang Sanford. I was trying to get an early night.
He's always terribly tired. He was asleep when I got in just now.
The glamorous life of an MP exhausting you?
Well, I wouldn't call it glamorous.
All those interesting people you meet.
Name 2.
He can't find them that uninteresting, Tim, or he spent rather more time in his constituency.
Ma has invited us down for the weekend after next.
Surely she doesn't need to invite you. It's your constituency home. Oh, both of you. Well, you must be thrilled, Tim.
I haven't decided whether I'm going.
Yes, it probably isn't too wise after all that newspaper business.
He's playing hard to get.
Oh, surely not.
Oh, great. Let's play Embarrassed Silence.
Embarrassed silence?
It's his game.
It's a game. You play it whenever they can't think of anything to say, and we bet on who's going to talk first.
You're heartless, David.
So are you. You'll get used to it. My money's on Robin.
I'll take your mother.
I find it exhausting doing the shopping these days. There were so many people in Oxford Street, but a bit common. I remember one Christmas when David was little.
Oh, not this again.
David! She's remembering you. She's upset.
She's not remembering me. I should know. She's doing this to gain sympathy.
Ma used to take me to the grotto in Selfridges. She said Harrods, but...
I'm all right, Robbie, really. I was just remembering. David can only have been about 5. We came up to town in the morning and went to the shops, and then we met Reg for lunch. Father Christmas had just given David this little teddy bear. Not, oh, you know, just a little cheap thing. But for some reason, he really loved it. Anyway, at lunch, Reg was talking about this clerk in his office whose name was Crizzle. Peculiar name. Funny little man, actually. David got it confused with Father Christmas. He used to say Father Crizzle for years afterwards, and we called the teddy bear Frizzle too. Father Crizzle.
I'd forgotten that.
Hang around here and you'll hear that story a lot.
I don't know what happened to that teddy.
Can't keep everything.
Tim's so unsentimental. Ma has kept all of my teddies. Dear old Mr. Rowley.
I hate throwing things away. When I went through Reg's clothes, do you know that sweet man had kept his demop suit? Can you imagine? Why on earth? I had no idea it was up there. He'd put it in a box in the attic with a couple of letters and the dance card from the evening we met.
How romantic.
Yeah, she told them that the last time she came round.
You told us that the last time you were here.
Oh, did I?
Yes, I still think it was very romantic.
Reg was a lovely man.
I had so many wonderful letters. You hardly knew him, Tim. I was saying to Tim while you were outside, Robbie, how lucky he is to have somebody. You are lucky to have one another.
Ma always speaks very highly of Reg. She was ever so grateful for his help when Dad died.
Why does nobody ever speak about me like this? Whenever they talk about me, there's always a kind of giggle in their voice.
You weren't old enough to be noble and dignified, or young enough to be tragic.
I could have done with someone.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't get down more, B. It was the party conference and...
Oh, I
you know.
didn't mean it like that, darling. I'm grateful for the bit of time you have managed to spare me. Oh, can I help myself to another smidgen?
Oh, yes,
of,
do, of course.
Does anyone else want to?
No, thanks.
Embarrassed silence.
My mother.
I wanted her.
I think she's probably a safe bet.
You two seem rather quiet. Did I interrupt a row or something? Oh, come now. What is it you're rowing about?
It was nothing.
Oh, come on now. Tell your Auntie Beatrice.
I think I can almost remember how to be sick.
It was nothing, really, B.
It wasn't nothing, actually, B. We were having yet another row about Clause 28.
Clause
Drop it, Tim.
28. No, tell me.
It's the thing in the local government bill.
I'm quite aware of what Clause 28 is, Robbie. Section 28, in fact. Do you object to it, Tim? You object to people trying to stop children being taught how...
You can't teach homosexuality, B.
Now, this is getting interesting.
Yes, well, you only see it from your side, you see, Tim. I mean, it's all very well and good, but it would hardly do if we were all like you, would it? I mean, you know me. I don't mind, but you can hardly expect ordinary people.
I'm an ordinary person.
Of course.
Yes, of course you are, in most ways. Anyway, Tim, look, I hardly think you can expect Robin to spend his parliamentary time fighting your battles for you. He's not your MP, is he? He has his constituents to think of.
Like David.
What? David?
Drop it, Tim.
David? David?
You know what I mean.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Tim, drop it now.
No. I want to know what he said.
B.
I want to know why he said that. You cruel, vicious...
B.
You hate me, don't you?
That's right, Mother. Forget about me quick.
You've always hated me.
Don't be stupid.
David, there was nothing wrong with... He
No.
got ill. It was...
That's right, B. For God's sakes, Tim.
It's the truth.
How do you know you're not God?
No, what? There's nothing to know. You want everyone to be like you because you don't want to be the way you are. You want everyone to be like you. I know what you're trying to say. Well, let me tell you, it was pneumonia that killed him.
Yes.
Pneumonia.
Yes, it was pneumonia, Tim. Tell B you didn't mean anything.
That's right.
It was pneumonia. It was tragic. He was only 22 years old. How could you be so vicious?
Viral pneumonia.
Enough, Tim.
You're stamping on his grave.
It was the same thing that killed Marty.
Enough, Tim.
If he did have, he got it from that man, that whore.
From you? Yeah, she thinks I got it from you.
Did you?
B. That whore was a very close friend of mine. Of ours, wasn't he, Rob?
Yes, of course.
He only died 2 months ago in great pain, with great courage and dignity.
It was nothing.
Dignity? Because some friend of yours has died, you think that gives you the right to speak to me like that about my son? My son! It was pneumonia. It was tragic. I'm not staying here to have my son's memory insulted. Give me my coat, Robbie. I shall tell your mother that if he ever comes down...
B.
Don't worry, Beatrice, I won't be there.
Now look, you two.
I'm going out. I've got to take those keys over to Donald's flat in a minute.
I'm sorry, B. I don't know what's got into Tim. Stay a moment. Don't leave in anger.
I don't know how you can live with someone so evil.
He's not. He...
Compare David to that whore. Got what he deserved the way he behaved. David was so young. You don't believe what he said about David, do you?
No.
I should have told her. I wanted to protect her.
She doesn't know.
Of course she does. She thinks I got it from you. I got it from about 5 different people. I've been having sex since I was 15, like most other human beings.
I don't know how you can live with someone so evil.
Oh, Beto, he's not. He's...
Your mother was the only woman I ever made love to. I was 29 years old.
How could he be so vicious?
Have another drink.
Well, just a smidgen.
Right, I'm off to Donald's. I'll be back later.
What time?
I don't know. However long it takes me to get over there.
I love you.
If you could see how ridiculous you looked. Goodbye, Beatrice.
Do you think he'll come back?
He's too afraid not to. And he'd miss the glamour of being an MP's lover.
You're such a cynic.
He's terrified of having sex with anyone else after what happened to you.
I don't think it does you any credit to live with a man like that, Robbie. I've known you since you were a boy. You can do better than that. I know you'll always be the way you are, but you can do better than that.
Let's not discuss it now, B. Or...
Well, remember, there's talk of reselection after that piece in the Sunday papers. I had to pull a lot of strings to make sure it wasn't followed up any further.
You...
It's not like the old days, Robin. Being discreet isn't the guarantee of being able to get away with a, what is it they call it? A lifestyle like yours anymore.
You stopped it.
I have my contacts. We old girls still have some say in the party, you know, despite what some of those younger women may make out.
She's bluffing, of course.
Don't speak like that of your mother.
It's true. She has no strings to pull. God, do you think she'd have taken a back seat in the constituency party if she was able to do
thank you.
this?
I hadn't realised that you personally...
I wasn't going to tell you, of course. Still, it's best for you to know how precarious your position could be. It would be awful if you had to step down. It would break your mother's heart.
What's she after?
Oh, that sounded like a sort of threat. I didn't mean it to come out like that, dear. You mean such a lot to me, especially now that I'm so on my own. But you can do better with your life than this. You'll think about it, won't you? Let's face it, you're in a very responsible position. Member of Parliament, Cabinet perhaps. Who knows, even Prime Minister one day. The party depends on you to set an example. If...
Yes?
I'd still be interested in the local party chairmanship, you know. With poor Graham Densby ill, it would make a lot of sense. I've got a lot of time on my hands now that since Reg died.
She's like, what is it? A black hole. She just sucks everything in with nothing back. I loved her so much, yet nothing I did could satisfy her.
Thwarted ambition, Dad. She wants a share of power.
No.
Why do you think she was so disappointed in me? Do you think she wanted me to study engineering? She wanted me to study English and history like her beloved Robbie. I could be a politician. She'd have her own politician, just like Robin's mother.
Why didn't she go into politics herself?
A woman's place is in the home.
I could be useful to you in so many little ways, Robbie.
Yes.
It was all so easy for the famous Robin Barker. Family, money, Oxford education. Why not become an MP, darling? The family would be so proud. I don't think he's ever had an original thought in his entire life.
You know, I've been thinking a lot about everything since Reg died. Well, I've had more time. We need to get the country back to more straightforward values. Don't think I'm becoming intolerant, but permissiveness hasn't achieved much, has it? Do you know, I read a rather good piece by Victoria Gillick the other day. I used to think she was just a crank, but now I'm not so sure. I'll send it to you.
Lord help us.
I think I should be going.
Are you sure you'll be all right?
I'm all right, Robbie. I'm tougher than you might think.
I'll get your coat.
I shall follow her.
Me and my shadow.
I'll see you shortly. I don't think your mother will be inviting Tim down now somehow.
No.
You'll think about what I've said, won't you?
Would you like me to call you a cab?
I can manage, Robbie. It'll all be for the best. You wait and see.
I'll see you soon, Beatrice.
Goodbye, dear. Everywhere I go, something reminds me of Reg, you know. I can just see him, standing, looking out of that window.
I'm here, Beatty. Behind you.
Goodbye.
Think about it.
Nice gesture. You must appreciate that.
Your cynicism produces a dull ache in me.
You know you're not capable of any such thing.
I don't know how you live with yourself.
What now, do you think? He could cut his balls off now and send them down to my mother by post. She'd like that. And let's face it, he wouldn't miss them, especially once he's ditched Tim. So, what will he do you think? Sit and read some more constituency business? Go into the bedroom and watch telly? He might fall asleep. Gay MP in Barbican Love Nest. Action. Telephone. Who's he ringing, do you think? Oh, the suspense is killing me.
It's unfortunately too late for that.
Shh.
Hello, Frank.
Who's Frank?
Frank Kellaway, his agent.
It's Robin. Look, would you ring me as soon as you come in? I need to talk to you urgently. I want to resign.
Well,
Good for him.
he'll never do it. You wait and see. He'll never go through with it.
David looks at Marty, then at Robin, sitting with a telephone